There is a Finnish saying, oisit jäänyt kotiin, which literally means you should have stayed at home. I kinda agree with today's video that maybe I should have. So, if you enjoy watching a person with the fear of heights getting a bit panicky on the ridge in the Alps, alone, at over 2,400 meters, well then, this is your lucky day.
Good morning. So this is the final morning at Slovenia and I'm now heading to Jesenice by bus and then I have there a train connection to Innsbruck.
Tulee mieleen se, kun mä olin 18-vuotiaana interreilaamassa ja mulla oli CD-soitin mukana. Ja mä kävin ostaa Led Zeppelin kokoelmalevyn. Mä kuuntelin siellä, kun mentiin Innsbruckin kanssa, niin Led Zeppelin. Silloin se laituri semmoinen iso möhkele ja paristot.
So I just arrived in Innsbruck. I started traveling from 9 o'clock and now it's 8 o'clock. I was hoping to do the Nordkette today, like there's one via ferrata which is split in two and I was hoping to do the first part. So let's pack the stuff. First the gloves and then some warm clothing. I did check the weather forecast. It should be cloudy, but it shouldn't rain. Then I have something to eat. Then this is the Via Ferrata kit. First aid. Then I have the harness, then the helmet, sunglasses, sun cream, and finally I think I need some water. So I thought I was prepared. I had been reading about this route online. I knew it would take me about 4 to 5 hours to complete it. I knew it had unsecured parts. I also had a look at the map. Although it wasn't a highly detailed map. I knew it would be a challenge for me, but still, at the end, it took me by surprise. I was not alone at the beginning. I waited for the others to go first. I didn't see them since, because I guess they were so fast, or maybe I was too slow. Anyway, there was one couple that came after me. Before I forget, I do understand that for some people, this might seem like a walk in a park. Like, what's the big deal? Maybe the locals walk their dog on this route, I don't know, but it was a big thing for me. Like, I'm the guy who gets scared of heights in a Ferris wheel, so it is kinda pushing the limits. My hands were a bit shaky from the start, but I knew it would be alright after a while. Here I tried to put the clips so that it wouldn't accidentally open, so having the clipping side on the opposite end of the rock or the wall.
Eikä irkkana voi.
I also tried to focus that I would touch the clips only one hand at a time, so that you wouldn't accidentally be in a situation where you have unclipped both the clips.
So the first part was a bit difficult. Like I recognize it's a bit more difficult when you are alone. And I don't want to rush it. The good side is that like I can set my own pace because with the guide there was kind of like a schedule. Now I can just have a moment and look around.
So there was no real set schedule with the guide, but still it's a psychological thing, I guess, that it just feels more free and you can really take your time. Oh, alright, here. I think this is the wrong way to climb. Like, you shouldn't be facing outside the wall. You should be kind of like the opposite around if you climb down. I think I do it correctly over here, yes. As you can see, this is the way to go downwards. I really enjoyed this bit. I mean, having secured cable, it was super alright. And the views were amazing. I really liked them. Yes, I took a couple of photos and then we go down. But I was in for a surprise, as you will see in a moment. Here I made a mistake. when climbing down, I should not clip into the next section so early. So using the stopper here would be perfect, because if I fall, I would not fall that higher distance.
Ja tähän loppu. Vittu, tässä pitäis mennä. Jääpä nyt piste. Yhtäkkiä mä päättyy.
There were the yellow markers on the wall, but still.
Ei tässä mene mitään ketjua. Täällä ollaan nyt ihan omillaan. Ei kiva. Katsotaan, onkohan tässä nyt paha pudotus. Tää vaan rauhassa. Askel kerralla. Tästä on menty pahemmistakin. On tää kyllä vähän. No eipä tosta nyt kuolesta nyt. Railoa pääsis nopeasti ekspressin alas. Tää kyllä vähän. Tää on varoitteistettu kivipää.
Rock falls are a real deal, and I'm not the only person in the world who thinks the unsecured parts of this route were a bit dangerous, so I did search the internet and I found at least one comment that agreed with me. So as you will see, I try to manage my fear of heights by talking to myself and telling bad jokes. It helps.
On siellä kivassa. Mä saan kiirossa. Joo. Mä kattelin alas. Pitää kiinni irtolohkarista.
Here I was getting slightly worried. My heart was pounding, hands getting a bit sweaty, having second thoughts on what I have gotten myself into.
Ei pidä päästä irti.
Here I should have clipped into those rails, but I remember that at the time it felt safer to hold on to these rails than, walking those paths. So that's why I guess I didn't clip in, but maybe I just didn't think about it. I think this might have been the worst part. There was a drop at the left. I was getting a bit panicky. I did manage to continue, but it wasn't nice. Getting the dizziness is the worst for me. Oh, does it? Or one hand at a time? So hey, pay attention to my right hand. I saw that I can now finally clip in. I was ready. So I was so psyched to be clipped in, and when I finally do listen out, that breath that I take comes from the bottom of my lungs. I was so relieved.
I wonder if they ran out of cable.
Sharing my good jokes with the Americans. I bet they were confused.
Stairway to heaven.
So here, I didn't have any fear of heights at all. I guess it has to do with the control. I mean, when you are clipped in, you are in control of the situation. You can decide what you do, when you clip to the next one and so forth. But without the cable or the set and just walking, even if it's logically safe, there's something that tricks your mind, and you just getting the symptoms. Such a nice views. During winter at Nordkette you also have the ski slopes. I mean, obviously not from here, but yeah, they do have them.
Taas tuli tämmönen kohta, että ei sitä kaapelia. Whoa. Whoa.
As they say, Mr. Bean comedy keeps the mind light. So, did I beat the fear of heights? I would say no. I was able to complete the route. For the most part, I had the time of my life. It was really fun, but the other part, I did get the fear of heights. So, I was able to manage it to some degree, but still, it was there. I know from experience that practicing it can make it easier. I've been doing some indoor climbing and it's easier for me nowadays. But for these via ferratas, I think I'm good. I will just check for the next time that the route is end-to-end secured.
Se on tämänkin aikamoinen. Pitää mennä vaan tosi rauhassa. Sitä on lintu, jonka voi kyllä säikäyttää. Aikamoista. Kato maisemia, niin kaikkea ei askel askeleelta. Tää on ihan jees.
This was it. This is called Langersattel Pass and I walked back with the Americans. So, what do you think happened next? What is at the top of the mind of a Finn after this kind of event? So, no, it is. As a recap, the route went like this. First, I took the train over here, like this, and then I took the cable car to the top, and then going over through these peaks, to the saddle, and then finally coming back. I went to some bars at the evening, had a couple of drinks, not too much, because I wanted to do some sports the next day. Next I will travel through Europe towards my final to-do from this trip. I will include a compilation of all sorts of interesting stuff and places I encountered while I traveled through without much of a plan. Can you guess what the next to-do is? It has nothing to do with sports.